Hi everyone, welcome to SBC Radio. I'm Fitting Courtney with my co-host Zeke
Fauché.
Fauché. Today we're going to be talking about the NBA free agency and the MLB trade deadline, which is coming upon us soon. So first off, let's talk about the trade deadline. It's a big event in baseball. A lot of players get moved around. Contenders look for people to improve their teams. Teams that are rebuilding are trading the best players for prospects. So, what do you think the Phillies are going to do this trade deadline? Buyers or sellers?
They're buyers, definitely. They're a team that's a contender. They need good pitching, and there's rumors about Anthony Rendon being available at third base, and that'd be a good suitable replacement for Michael Franco. Really, just hasn't been putting up enough good
Batting around
numbers.
220, yeah.
And there's also we need pitching, relief pitching, and starting pitching. Relief pitching is less of a problem. I believe that we should go after Madison Bumgarner or Zach Greinke. Either one could work, and they could both be game changers for us and our team.
Also maybe a guy like Ken Giles from the Blue Jays or Mark Melancon from the Giants. Both, either or others could help out that bullpen, which has been struggling the last couple of weeks. And now with the Mets, a big rival of the Phillies. Personally, I think they are still buyers. They're only 4.5 games out of a wild card spot, 9 games out of the division still. The division might be out of reach. The wild card, however, is still well in play. I think if they can win the next game against Philly, they're definitely buyers. And what they need is relief pitching. Their bullpen has been an unmitigated disaster this whole season. It's blown a lot of games. And frankly, I think the Mets and Philly have very similar needs. Third baseman, pitching. So now apparently we have a caller on the line about whether or not the Phillies are buyers, sellers, and his opinion on it. So
Dan from Villanova.
Dan. All right, so Dan from Villanova, you're on the line.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Personally, I think the Phillies need to be buyers, and I don't know who they're going to need to pick up, but who do you guys think would be the perfect trade addition for the Phillies right now?
Personally, I think it's an Anthony Rendon type. Michael Franco has been one of the worst third basemen in the league lately, not counting his last 2 games. He's batting .220, plays okay defense, but I think Anthony Rendon would be a huge upgrade over him.
I think it's Madison Bumgarner. He's a good hitter. It's always a big play if a pitcher gets a good hit, and maybe that could add some fire to the team and add some confidence.
What would you think about them adding a pitcher like Mike Minor or somebody like that?
Personally, I would not. Well, I don't think Philly should get Mike Minor. He has no playoff experience. He's good in regular season, but there's never been any type of experience in the playoffs like take Bumgarner, who's one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time. Minor hasn't even pitched an inning in postseason play.
All right, thanks for taking the time.
All right, thank you. All right, now let's get to NBA free agency. Free agency, of course, one of the major events in the NBA. It's stacked this year with guys like Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris being available. So
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, of course. So Zeke, where do you think Kevin Durant is going to end up?
I think he's going to stay with the Warriors. He's going to take his player option and stay. He's injured. If he obviously wants a max contract because he believes he's still worth that money, but I don't think he is. At 30 years old, he's going to start to decline every year, and with an Achilles injury, that can ruin his athleticism. So I think that if he's smart, he'll probably search the market, see what he'll get, and then probably be disappointed and stay with the Warriors. And Kawhi Leonard, I think that Kawhi Leonard's going to looking to get a massive paycheck. I think through his playoff performance, he's moved himself up into the upper echelon of when you talk about the
Top 3 player in the NBA.
Yeah,
I think he's up there.
I think that you now have Kawhi Leonard up in that conversation. I think he's looking to cash in a paycheck.
I think Kawhi Leonard is going to re-sign on a big deal with the Raptors. I think a 3-4 year deal, perhaps, maybe 5. But I think he still wants a little bit of time to pick another team after the Raptors contract's up if he resigns. And now let's get to Jimmy Butler, who of course player with a lot of news around him. There's reports that he's going to resign with the Sixers. reports that the Sixers are going to sign him and then trade him immediately to the Rockets, or just outright sign him to the Rockets to Clippers. So these rumors, Zeke, where do you think he's going to end up?
I think the Sixers are going to make a big effort to keep him, and I don't think the Rockets are a good fit at all. I think that him and James Harden will clash. They're both players who like the ball in their hands. That's one reason why Jimmy Butler worked so well in Chicago compared to Minnesota. In Chicago, he had the ball, he was the man, and then in Minnesota, he had to share with Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. That didn't really work out that well.
That Rockets, of course, had a very, very toxic locker room last year with guys like CP3 and James Harden clashing, and even this offseason, we've heard that Chris Paul may have demanded a trade away from the Rockets. So probably not the best fit for him. All right, well, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you for listening. We will see you tomorrow.